Welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast. My name is Ian Ray, your host. Today I have Andrew Rademacher, based out of Boulder, Colorado. He is the founder of Lems Shoes. Andrew, welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast.
Thank you for having me, Ian.
All right. So the story goes, what is the names behind Lems? Why did you choose that? And why did you pick the logo of the mountain range as a logo?
Lems now kind of stands for less equals more shoes, and 4-letter name. We went through 2 different name changes before Lems. We were STEM Footwear back in 2011 till 13, and then Lemming Footwear for a period of less than a year, and then Lems. I think we settled on Lems in late 2013. So it's been a little more than 10 years with Lems. The mountain logo came in 2015. We moved to Boulder. We put Boulder, Colorado on our logo because I've always wanted to get to the mountains. I wanted to create an outdoor footwear brand, not just minimalist and barefoot, but encompasses anything in the outdoors, all activities. That 2015, 2016, we put the mountain logo on our brand. We used to be a green color, and then when we switched to the mountain logo, we became blue and orange.
Gotcha. So did you grow up near mountain ranges where you're hiking outdoors?
I grew up in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh, so no, not many mountains around. Some hills and rivers, but I always wanted to move to like a ski in, ski out ski town. And then we ended up in Boulder. In 2012, I did a road trip around the country and met with some of our top retailers at that time. And I liked Boise, Idaho. I liked Portland. I liked Vancouver, and I liked Boulder. Boulder won because of the number of days of sunshine per year and the kind of startup community around here. It's like an incubator kind of for like a lot of startup companies, so a lot of resources for that.
That's cool. Yeah. So for, I guess, the first prototype, the first shoe that you created from Lems were the hiking boots or trail boots, trail shoes.
Our first shoe was the Primal 1, and I don't have a Primal 3 right now, but we got the Primal Zen. This is coming out this spring. It's the Primal Zen Cobra color. Primal Zen's now our best-selling shoe. So, it is zero drop and flexible. The Primal 1 was a little more flexible than this and more barefoot. However, the fit really hasn't changed much at all. We've kept that super wide toe box. And as you might know, we have some other shoes that have slimmer toe box, like Trailblazers a little bit, and then the Trailhead. The Trailhead's our most tapered toe box and still kind of foot-shaped shoe, but it doesn't fit. The barefoot crowd really likes our original fit.
Gotcha. I know I'm assuming, it's creator because you do a lot of the designing aspects of it, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I still do. Still head up the beginning of every design. I have another designer here, Joe, to help me. He's got like 30 years experience in footwear design, so he's great. And we kind of tag team together on a shoe. Sometimes I'll work on the outsole and the technical part there. He'll work on the upper and the materials and the colors.
That's awesome. I don't know much about creating footwear besides I know, brands that I've interviewed, they go to factories to get it done, everything else. But I guess kind of help me to understand because, I'm a consumer coming from an outside perspective, right? So creating shoes, how hard is it? Like, because I'm assuming you have to go through different places to when you first were, creating shoes, you're either doing it by hand or did you go to a small factory? Because you're one of the bigger brands. So how'd that go about?
It was a long process. I started sketching shoes in 2008 and right after graduating college and trying to teach myself how to draw shoes. and like just tracing over top of other shoes as a template and drawing my own lines. And then um, we had our first prototype in 2011. So it took 3 years to just go from kind of initial starting to sketch and learning to try to create shoes to then finally having a last, which is that the specific fit that Lems is kind of known for now in our wide toe box. That took several months just to shape our last and get the fit right and get the size 12, which is my foot, fitting like a size 12, and then going through rounds of prototypes from the first shoe, which is usually a quick mock-up that looks like a potato, and then you slowly refine it and add the final materials in more, and then you get it onto an outsole that is a 3D, 3D printed sometimes for initial prototype, or it's made from a silicone mold, and then before you move on to like final molds where it's the actual compound of like the actual EVA and the rubber mixed. And
then
typical shoe development timeline is 18 to 24 months. And some of our shoes take us 6 months if we're just changing the color of an upper. Some of our shoes starting from the ground up with a new running shoe or a new sandal. This takes 2 years or more. This sandal took us really 4 years.
What? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Well, I
Uh-huh.
mean, we were developing other things at that time too, and that we would take small steps forward, steps back. It'd be like we change the fit, we open up molds and then scrap them, and then open up new molds, and that takes 2 months every time you open up a new mold. Do
Mm.
trips to China, and try fit test the shoes, then still make changes. We like to roll the shoes out when I feel like it's ready. Like it's got to be right, perfect, fit perfect.
So, how did you get into barefoot shoes then? Like, did you grow up wearing barefoot shoes, or is there like a profound impact that you know you decide to someday come across wearing barefoot shoes?
Good question. In college, I was a decathlete and pole vaulter, so track guy, and had many injuries from knee sprains, ankle sprains, shin splints, strained Achilles, hip issues, hamstring, lower back, just from training and all the other events. And decathlon's 10 events. You have 10 different shoes. Each event requires a specific shoe. Like sprinting, the sprinting shoes are different than a distance running shoe, and javelin shoe has big heel spikes in the heel, and a discus shoe is flat so you can spin. So I just found myself studying all the different shoes and kind of going through these running injuries, and like we were a Nike sponsored team, so we had to wear Nike Pegasus while we're training, and 12 millimeters of drop, your heel's elevated, and it's got a tight toe box, and shoe never fit my foot. And I have a little bit of a wider foot, so I always had issues with all the fit of all the shoes, but there
Yeah.
was only one option. There was only one fit option. So after college, I was looking for like a solution to all these injuries, and I found the barefoot running and minimalist running thing, the online community talking about the benefits of being natural, and how we, evolved from cavemen, and we have 19 bones and however many tendons and muscles in our feet that we've babied over time with all cushioning and support, and now it's maybe time to really solve a lot of these other injuries up in your body chain, in your lower legs to your spine. Start with strengthening your feet. And so after college, I actually had the time to kind of look into that, and I started barefoot running, like on a golf course at night, um, and like went straight to barefoot running from like wearing shoes. And then I would sometimes, like on pavement, I'd run in like this pair of Crocs I had that was super flat, and these Sanuks that I had were super flat, like worn down to nothing, where you can almost feel the, step on any little pebble you're feeling. And I was like, this is the answer. And I strengthened my lower legs and Achilles, and I started running marathons, and I ran a couple marathons in 5 fingers, trail marathons, and my lower back pain went away. And then all while I was kind of sketching shoes, and I just wanted to come out with a simple looking shoe that has that wide toe box and doesn't have individual toe pockets like 5 fingers, but just looks normal. And I think with our first product, we were able to achieve that.
Yeah. It's yeah, similar story. I think you can many people probably attest, injuries leading from, foot, and it's such a
Yeah.
overlooked thing. I guess in your viewpoint, how maybe you have talked to, I don't know, different footwear brands of or heard of, but are footwears really like main causes of injuries in your viewpoints?
Uh, Yeah, I mean, I like to back when we said when we were stem foot, we'd say everything stems from the ground up, and I
Uh-huh.
believe yeah, everything builds from the ground up. So if your feet aren't strong and you're not running with proper running form with short steps, if you're running a long distance race, you don't want to be landing on your heel and heel striking first and braking every time you step, and then all that shock just goes up from your ankles to your knees to your spine and causes so many injuries. And these big super cushion shoes, overbuilt shoes, just accentuate that, and they pad you and kill the pain on the bottom of your feet so that maybe your feet don't hurt, but then the rest of your body hurts. But you're running with improper form. So minimalist and barefoot running allows you to not cheat and to make sure you have proper running form that is the most efficient, and it also strengthens your lower part of your legs to help avoid the injuries. Now, when I'm running on the trails here around Boulder, which are pretty rugged, I mean, I'm wearing something more substantial than 5 fingers, and just because of the terrain, especially if you want to run long distance. But I mean, yeah, and I haven't gotten to do much barefoot training in the mountains here on rugged stuff, so I don't really have the time really to maybe build up the foot strength that I'd like I used to. But so that's why now we make some more average, you know, more somewhat uh, cushioned minimalist shoes, I guess.
Do you find that some of the benefits from barefoot shoes that most people can attest from, like the wide toe box, the zero drop, the flexible sole, are those things becoming more of a well-known thing from, maybe research coming out, knowing that those things are important in a footwear for, longevity and whatnot? Because it's coming out. People are noticing that, there's more barefoot shoes coming out, whether if it's bigger brands or more brands coming out from the barefoot community.
Hmm.
But do you find that from the time that you've started Lambs that more people are awakening and more people are noticing like these shoes that I'm wearing, I think I should change out of them?
Definitely. It's grown and grown, and I started researching in 2007, 2008, and the book Born to Run came out in 2009 or 10, I
Uh,
think, and then the Ultra and Foot Five Fingers came around 2009, Ultra came 2010, 11, and 2011 or 12, the Five Fingers were like flying off the shelves. Everyone that started to read the book Born to Run started wanting to try a pair of Five Fingers, and then the Five Fingers sales died. Vivo Barefoot came out at that time, and Lem started, and we've been really small. Vivo started with a lot of, a bigger company like this. We started with, me and a family-owned company trying to grow with just the profits we make each year. And now in 2025, there's so many competitors, European companies, especially European brands that are up on the barefoot r- game. And like you mentioned, Anya's reviews, she's like one of our biggest referrers of traffic to our website, other than Google. And so, she's got half a million followers. I mean, people a month coming to her site. So there's definitely a resurgence since the original 2009, 2010 crowd. And yeah, and there's, with the Anya event, the Barefoot event that she's been putting on that we were at last year, um, I think 3,000 people came through the building or something here in Denver, maybe 4,000, and it just seems to be growing and growing. Yeah.
I know there's with the amount of Europeans. I don't know if it's a European, you know, thing where it's more acceptable, not acceptable, but like more people wear, I would say, barefoot shoes than here in America because you have like the bigger shoe brands. You know, I don't know if that's true, but like to me, when I'm out in public, I'm constantly looking at people's feet now. Ever since I got the barefoot shoes, so I'm always like scouting
Yeah.
like what people are wearing. And but it's when I went to travel in Europe like 2 months ago, like I saw way more people wearing minimalist shoes. Maybe they weren't barefoot shoes, but they were minimalist. So
Yep.
do you find that that's common more elsewhere but the U.S. or is it like I don't know,
Yeah, I
man?
think I think there's definitely more barefoot and minimalist brands in Europe, from like
Mhm.
Belanca to Joe Nimble, which is a brand not many Americans even know about, but it's big over in Germany. Um, Freet, I can't. I mean, there's so many to name that, and they keep popping up on Instagram. And I think with Instagram, it allows you to have a small brand like that and try a little startup. And you could find a manufacturer in Spain, and you could start with one shoe and a simple rubber outsole and a leather upper, and try to start a brand. Um, yeah, in Europe also they have the history of liking indoor soccer shoes, Sambas, or like, yeah, Adidas and Pumas that are super minimal. It's a definitely European thing to have more minimal shoes than we have in the US here. The US was always more with thicker running shoes, white midsoles. In Europe they like black leather uppers with black soles.
Yeah, yeah. This is all new to me, man. Like getting to footwear, and so it's even though I worked at a footwear place for like 1 year, like I was selling, typical Nikes, Adidas, but um, also for some of the aspects, I guess, for your shoes. What's part of your favorite thing about limbs? Is it just doing the creation, the designs? What do you love about, I guess, the passionate work that you're doing at limbs?
I love creating new shoes, uh and especially recently I've been into the technology that's out there, new midsole technology and compounds that make shoes lighter weight, more flexible, um, cushioned but not too squishy. So there's, outsole compounds like this injected rubber that we're putting on the bottom of a future running shoe. This is lasts longer than traditional black rubber like Vibram. The abrasion resistance is better. The slip resistance is almost as good, but it's super lightweight and it floats in water. It doesn't sink like rubber. So,
Huh.
I mean, the new technology that's out there is cool. And then just like I'm always testing, like, not one but two different shoes. Like I have one here where I'm testing a military boot, and I'm testing a military boot and like a running shoe at the same time. So, and I love the fit.
Uh-huh.
I obsess about the fit. I have to get I mean, every shoe I kind of have a different goal for with the fit. The toe box to be the right width, but not too wide, so the upper's not real baggy and stretching out.
Mhm.
Um, or or some of our shoes like the Primal Zen that is our best seller is like a super wide toe box, but because it's minimal and closer to the ground, it can have that wider toe box. But um, yeah, some of our higher, more cushioned shoes start to get a little bit slimmer, sleeker in the with the fit.
Is that more because I noticed that too? Is that more just for aesthetic reason, or just so that people can transition easily into, I would say, like minimal barefoot shoes? Because I've looked into, the type of footwear that you guys have put together. You have put together, and yeah, I think it's great transitional shoe. If people are not
Yeah,
into,
transition.
yeah, it's because they're used to the cushion. It's not too wide where it's like looking like a duck or like a
Hmm.
duck foot. So it has that nice medium wide toe box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're yeah, we try to stay away from the duck fit a little bit because I mean, what kind of foot type do you have, Ian? You have a really
Uh,
wide foot? What?
I have an Egyptian foot type of foot. So my
Okay.
my second and big toe is probably about the same, but I have like my fourth and fifth toe kind of go down.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Okay,
but
but yeah, it's yours is pretty close, pretty flat though, like across the toes like this. I mean, some people have a really long second toe like that, and they have this shape, you
uh
know. And so uh, a super wide toe box doesn't really work with that kind of foot because then like they have to get a longer shoe, and then it's too long in the big toe area and the in the pinky toe area for them. Um, so, like,
yeah.
there's a girl, one of the girls that works for us, her foot is perfectly shaped for Vans. So
Mm,
finds Vans to be the most comfortable, and I'm like, I get it, as your foot's shaped for Vans, not for Lems.
uh-huh. Yeah, I think that's another thing. People who are getting into shoes on barefoot shoes is like, I guess you do have to know your foot type. I guess even like the circumference, because like mine's not a wide, but like even my circumference from like my midfoot, it's not like it's not. I don't have a pretty good curve, I guess, to find minimal shoes. So there are brands I've worn that it's too tight for me around that midfoot. Um, but some are
Hmm.
like way too loose, and so it's finding that perfect, like you're saying, fit. And
Hmm.
it's helped me to find out which brands work well for my foot. And I think that's people where if they're getting to shoes, barefoot shoes, they have to find their own unique aspects of what fits them best. Um,
Yeah.
I know you've been.
Yep.
I
Yes.
know you. Oh, sorry. Go. Keep. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna just say like some of the original barefoot shoes, like the Merrell Bare Access, Barefoot, Bear Glove. Some of those were really narrow in the midfoot, because they came more from like the Five Fingers last, where it really hugs up underneath the arch and it's super tight, fits to fit like a glove or whatever. And that just never worked for my foot. And then yeah, the New Balance Minimus was a similar last, and yeah, when Lems came out, we were one of the ones that was first to be a little bit wider in the midfoot area, and that is always a point for me to get that right. Sometimes too wide there, then the shoe gets really loose fitting in the heel area, and too narrow is just cramping you.
So for what you have going on for spring summer collection, what can you give us a sneak peek of what's about to happen or what is happening currently?
Absolutely. Maybe I'll share my screen first, and then I'll show you the shoes in person.
Sure.
I'm not hiding anything here. We're coming out with these shoes here in like 3 months. April 15th, we're releasing our entire spring line at the same time. Um, all right, can you see this?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this lookbook is on our website. If you go on our website and then, like under about, you can see, is it there? No. It's on the very bottom of our website under the lookbook. And maybe a lot of people don't know it, but yeah, it's this lookbook button right here under the products. This is the whole line actually, but the top part is the spring summer stuff. And so first we got the switchback knit sandal, and this is the switchback sandal came out last April, so we're now a year in. It was a bestseller. It sold out of a lot of sizes. Um, Huge hit, and now we're coming out with a knit version that has a knit side panel, like quarter area here, and a knit um, T T strap front piece, instead of leather sewn to neoprene and lining. It's like this is one piece of knit material, so it's lighter, thinner, less abrasive on your foot. And the Prism colorway has an interchangeable webbing strap, so it comes with 2 extra webbing colors, this purple and the pink, that you could customize which webbing strap you like, and your left and right foot could be different colors. So that'll be a first thing, probably maybe never done before.
Whose
You got
idea
any
was that?
questions?
Whose idea was that? Yours?
This was Joe.
Okay.
I gotta give the credit to Joe there. He pushed for it. So we came up with this. We opened up a unique hook. This is like patent pending technology on our switchback slider, um, to allow for this one continuous piece of webbing to go wrap all the way around the back half of the part of the foot. Um, Next we got the Mesa Verde. This is like we can you is this button right here? Oh,
There you go. Yeah.
I don't know what this support button is. I don't like
There
that
you go.
there.
It's gone. Yeah.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah. It's gone now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, we got the Blue Dawn color, Dark Side Beach Sand. This is like a lightweight summer slip-on. It's made to be super low cut, so you could wear, well, sockless. You could wear with shorts, and it exposes more of the ankle. And it's all one breathable piece of like engineered mesh here with a little overlay cage. So we discontinued the Mesa like 2 summers ago, and now we're coming out with it on the wide toe box, zero drop platform of the same as the Trailblazer. And
Ooh,
so you could do gym workouts with it, or you could just kick around in it, or you could do a light hike in it. Then we got the Trailblazer that came out last spring, but in 3 new colors: the Nightfall, Rose, and Spearmint. And these are women's kind of specific colorways over on the right here. 145. Then we got the Primal Zen in 3 new colors. This is our best-selling shoe, so we just came out with some new colors for the spring, and including a dark one with a gum outsole.
I like that one actually.
So yeah, we're kind of known for our gum outsole color, and so we think that's a good one for our customers. Okay, the last shoe in the lineup is the Malibu slip-on. Malibu's been out for 2 years, and in the women's last, we call it the Laguna. So it's
Hmm.
2 very similar shoes, but Laguna is just like more of a women's specific fit. But if you find if you're a woman with a little bit of wider foot or higher volume, then go with the Malibu. Um, and it's just releasing it in this taupe colorway.
Gotcha.
Hey, are you there still?
I'm still here. Yeah. Don't worry.
Okay, I lost you for just a second, huh?
Yeah. It's okay. I got it.
Whoops, I don't know what I hit. Um, Here's the switchback knit. You could
Ooh,
see
the interchanging. Is that part that you're talking about? But T part.
here.
Oh.
Here's the interchangeable one. So you unhook this webbing strap here, and you can undo this buckle, and you can unwind the piece of webbing all the way around, and then hook on a new one of the other colors. What do you think?
Yeah, dude. That's kind of like reminds me of like Taylor's, like what I used to wear. So at least for the different color, like definitely I would wear those.
Okay, cool. This is a good one. The sandal, we have like the barefoot contoured footbed. It's super comfy on the bottom of the foot. Gives you a little sensation. And
Like a grooved. Is it grooved in so that your foot has some texture in it? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Then here's the Mesa Verde, low cut and simple.
Yeah. Definitely. Looks reminds me of a whole bunch like the Trailblazer, like you're saying. But
Yeah.
but I would feel I think it's what lighter because you said it's pretty light, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is lighter than the Trailblazer. Same width as the Trailblazer. However, there's less overlays. So, I mean, you'll feel like it's more generous up here in the toe box than the Trailblazer. So, if some people ordered the Trailblazer and they felt like it was too confining, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you could try the Mesa Verde coming out. It's a
Okay.
Mesa Verde color.
I'll write that down.
Here's a woman's new Trailblazer color, the rose.
Ooh.
We don't, so we're trying to do more female specific colorways. It's got the
Do
same
you get
fit.
when you guys get like feedback from customers? Like, do you guys take into consideration for most part sometimes as far as like colorway or styles?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we used to poll our customers a lot more, and we still need to get yeah, but we gather feedback from emails and all of the emails that is sent to us and requests. We make a whole sheet of, and then we pour through those requests. The Mariner people asked for that to come back for years, and then finally last summer we brought it back, the Mariner boat shoe, and we redesigned it. And I don't know, some people may like the new design, and some people don't. But yeah, we definitely listen to our customers, and that's how the whole company started. Because I started by reading blogs, and then
Mm-hmm.
came out with an initial website where I took pre-orders, and then I listened to everyone's requests there, and that's how the brand has always started.
So here's my take for from what I feel for most startup companies, I guess people who are starting in, it's like you have to gain I guess you have to gain attention and try to create awareness what you're doing, but also listening to their feedback so that you can meet to their needs. Because I guess maybe, if you're a creator and you think that most people would like your idea, but if you're not listening to their needs, you're kind of missing that huge vantage point of who you're actually selling to, not your ideas. Because
Hmm.
you want to, I don't know, maybe that's a tough thing because you're a creative you're more creative than I am. I can't create a shoe, I can't create stuff, but listening to customer feedback, listening to what people are looking for, and you providing that, um, I think that's more for less. For startups, people probably say, yeah, that's how like how you did it was to really start up is to listen to feedback and meet to their needs.
Hmm.
Um, the last question for you now is, where do you see the barefoot shoe industry evolving in the future?
I see it growing more and more brands coming out, obviously, and then and especially even with Amazon barefoot shoes. Probably the biggest selling barefoot shoes are Amazon stuff for $30, where people are looking for a shoe to wear to water parks and they visit Disney in the summer. Um, they want a water shoe, so they sell hundreds of thousands of pairs of those things on Amazon for 20 or $30. And then, but other brands improving their designs and all different levels of cushioning, different levels of traction, different levels of minimalism, barefoot to cushioned and um, more running shoes. Uh, and yeah, a lot, obviously it's been like big in the CrossFit and gym community and training. A lot more people, I guess, even work doing deadlifts and um, clean and jerk and stuff completely barefoot. And then there's, Reebok CrossFit shoes that had a wider toe box, and then um, all the brands, Noble, TYR, Nike, Adidas, they all make in different, barefoot style cross.
So, in closing, what would you say to people who are, what are the, I guess, top three things that you say most people should look in for a barefoot shoe? So we already know why toe box, but what other aspects of a barefoot shoe should people look into?
Yeah, they get the fit right. I mean, every brand, Zero Shoes, Vivo Barefoot, Lems, all have different fit, and make if one brand fits your foot better than the other, go with that. And if Also, the level of cushioning that you'd like. I mean, some people want a little more comfort, a little more squish or something under their foot. Lems offers more of those transitional shoes. And then make sure it's suited for your activity. Like if you're gonna go walk all day for 14 hours, you know, on a trip or something, make sure you have something not substantial enough under your foot that you're comfortable. It's not going to hold you back from doing the activities you want.
Well, where can my followers, listeners find you and Lems? So if you want to free feel to share social, email, and website that you can share with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could go to lemshoes.com, LEMS shoes.com, or Google search Lems or something, and it will pop up. Or you can follow us on Instagram at Lems Shoes. Please follow and check us out on YouTube. We're growing our YouTube channel. Search for us and subscribe and watch some videos there and see more about this company. And we're moved in a new office and we're just starting to get more content from here and growing the company. So exciting things here.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for your time. Thanks for sharing your story, and obviously, Lem. So appreciate you hopping on.
Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it. It's fun.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Bye.